Return to one of America's favorite TV families, the Bradfords, as we reunite with the 8 is Enough cast 41 years later. From Dick Van Patten's charming performances to Betty Buckley's outstanding abilities and Mariska Hargitay's famous guest appearance, this nostalgic trip will reveal what you didn't know about this legendary show's stars. Some performers achieved success beyond Hollywood, leaving a legacy in entertainment. Discover the amazing tales, long connections, and lasting influence 8 is Enough has had on actors and fans. Join us as we explore the lives and careers of these outstanding performers and celebrate the ageless appeal of a performance that continues to enchant audiences. Ralph Macchio, then. Most of us are familiar with Ralph Macchio from his roles in 3 Karate Kid films and Cobra Kai as Daniel LaRusso. Fans of 8 is Enough, however, are more familiar with him from his role as Abby's orphan nephew, Jeremy Andretti, in the show's last 19 episodes. He was 19 when his acting career started, and here was where it all started. Macchio had an early interest in the entertainment sector. At the age of 3, he started taking tap dance lessons. Ralph Macchio, now. After gaining notoriety, Macchio was cast in many hit television series and motion pictures. He portrayed Johnny Cade in The Outsiders, Daniel LaRusso in the Karate Kid series, Archie Rodriguez in Ugly Betty, and other roles shortly following his 8 is Enough performance. Macchio provides the voice of Daniel LaRusso in the 2020 video game Cobra Kai, The Karate Kid Saga Continues. His most recent roles include Daniel LaRusso in Cobra Kai, the follow-up to the Karate Kid movie series. Betty Buckley, then. Actress Betty Buckley is a Tony Award winner who has also been nominated for 2 Daytime Emmy Awards, a Grammy Award, and an Olivier Award. Her portrayal of Sandra in 8 is Enough has made her well known. Following the tragic death of Diana Highland, her position was established. In the comedy-drama series, Buckley's character, Sandra Abby Mitchell, ultimately became the stepmother to the 8 children when Tom Bradford lost his wife. Betty Buckley now. Betty Buckley, who has been in Pippin and The Mystery of Edwin Drood, is also a Broadway star. In addition, she received a Tony Award nomination for Best Actress in a Musical in recognition of her outstanding performance in Triumph of Love. She even put out a couple of CDs of music. In all, she has put out 18 albums. Even though Buckley is in her 60s, she is still going strong. She does voice work in Supergirl and teaches online scene study and song interpretation. Grant Goodeve, then. Actor and TV personality Grant Goodeve is most known for playing David Bradford, the oldest son in the comedy drama 8 is Enough. Mark Hamill originated the part. However, he left the program after the 2nd season to appear in Star Wars. Goodeve, therefore, received the role. The voice behind the show's theme tune is also Goodeve. He made his television debut in an episode of Emergency in the show's 5th season. Additionally, Goodeve participated as a guest competitor in several episodes of the game show Pyramid. Grant Goodeve now. Grant Goodeve still works in the entertainment sector, doing what he loves. Following the popularity of 8 is Enough, Goodeve starred in several films, including Something to Sing About and Law of the Land. The Case for Christ was one of his latter 2017 films, while Twin Peaks was a recent television series he featured in. From 2005 to 2016, he also provided voices for several video game characters. His voice work in the computer game Team Fortress 2 is well known. Adam Rich, then. Adam Rich played many sports as a kid, including baseball, football, skating, and swimming. At the age of 8, he landed the part of Nicholas Bradford in the film 8 is Enough. His distinctive page boy hairstyle was his distinguishing characteristic and helped him stand out. Parents at the time were all motivated to cut their boys' hair in this manner since it was so well liked. He became everyone's favorite character on the program and was dubbed America's Little Brother. Adam Rich now. Adam Rich's acting career began with his appearance in 8 is Enough. Later, he appeared in movies including Dungeons & Dragons, Tukey and His Search for a Merry Christmas, and The Devil and Max Devlin. Sadly, as a disturbed young child, he experimented with marijuana and other drugs, including Valium, to the point that it almost killed him. In addition, he was detained for attempting to break into a drugstore. Rich mostly avoided the spotlight as he grew older, but sometimes appeared to promote screenplay ideas for movies and television shows. Regretfully, he died in 2023 at the age of 54. Lani O'Grady, then. 1954 saw the birth of Lani O'Grady, better known today as Lani O'Grady. Her first acting job was in The High Chaparral when she was barely 13. Her portrayal of Mary Bradford, the oldest daughter in Eight is Enough, is among her most well-known roles. O'Grady appeared in Cage Without a Key, Massacre at Central High, and Harry O. She was renowned for having a distinctive low-pitched voice. Lani O'Grady now. Shortly after her last performance in 1990 as Mrs. Kramer in the hit soap opera The Days of Our Lives, Lani O'Grady's health started to decline. In 1990, she gave up acting and became a talent agent. She was afflicted with agoraphobia, a behavioral and psychological ailment. In addition, she had memory lapses and was found to have chemical abnormalities in her brain. O'Grady used booze and pharmaceutical medicines often. She was tragically killed in September 2001 at the age of 46. An official cause of death for her was multiple drug intoxication. Dick Van Patten, then. Richard Vincent Van Patten, sometimes referred to as Dick Van Patten, is well known for his role as Tom Bradford, the Bradford family patriarch. You may be surprised to learn that he was also an animal welfare entrepreneur and supporter. Patten played a variety of roles on television for about 70 years. He started as a child model and performer, and at the age of 7, he made his Broadway debut. He appeared in the adult television shows Mama and Freaky Friday on CBS. Additionally, he starred in several feature films, including Soylent Green, Spaceballs, and Robin Hood Men in Tights. Dick Van Patten now. Unfortunately, Dick Van Patten's diabetes caused him to get quite sick in January 2006, and he was taken to a Los Angeles medical facility. He had had a stroke due to diabetes. He did succeed in getting well for a time, but after being sent to a California health center in June 2015, he died suddenly from complications brought on by his diabetes. When he passed away, he was 86. Dick Van Patten was ultimately laid to rest at Hollywood Hills, California's Forest Lawn Memorial Park. In Palm Springs, a Golden Palm Star is erected to his honor in 2008. Laurie Walters, then. Born in San Francisco, Laurie Walters started her acting career in 1973. In The Herod Experiment, she portrayed Sheila Grove. She had many cameo appearances in television shows, including Highway to Heaven and Cheers. She gained notoriety as the third oldest kid in the film Eight is Enough. She was, in fact, older than the actors who portrayed the oldest Bradford siblings, which is intriguing. Later, she reflected on the part and said that the program was a boys' club, adding, "I think the women ought to join forces and negotiate together. All the males on the show are paid more than the women." Laurie Walters now. Walters is among the very few Eight is Enough cast members who have continued to work in the acting profession. When she retired from professional acting, it seemed as if she had given up on performing, but she is still involved in the business because of her theatrical employment in Southern California. She also works with Ironweed Films on film acquisitions. Walters is also interested in animal protection, having returned to her vocation. Mariska Hargitay, then. She was born in Santa Monica, California on January 23, 1964. Celebrity actress Mariska Hargitay had made a name for herself in show business. She started her acting career at a young age, and people quickly saw how talented she was. Hargitay's major break came from playing Detective Olivia Benson on the long-running television series Law and Order Special Victims Unit. This well-known role not only demonstrated her acting talent, but also provided her with a platform to support victims of sexual assault and abuse. Apart from her notable position in the show, Hargitay has appeared in several popular shows such as ER, Can't Hurry Love, and Lake Placid. Not only has her dedication to her work won her praise from critics, but it has also won her the hearts of people everywhere. Mariska Hargitay now. 41 years after starring in the popular television series 8 is Enough, Mariska Hargitay remains a prominent figure in the entertainment world. Ups and downs have marked Hargitay's career as she moves from her early years as an actress to a permanent job. Her career was completely transformed by her portrayal of Detective Olivia Benson on Law & Order Special Victims Unit, which has become synonymous with her name. This came after her renowned performance as Mary Bradford. Outside of show business, Hargitay is very fond of and respectful of anyone who supports victims of sexual assault. Her influence only grows yearly, and the depth of her performances mirrors their persistent commitment to improving the world. Susan Richardson, then. Susan Richardson first developed an interest in performing while participating in plays in high school. At the tender age of 19, she began her acting career. In the film 8 is Enough, she portrayed Susan Bradford Stockwell, the fourth oldest kid, in a notable performance. You may remember her and her on-screen father's double wedding in the episode very well. Her minor parts include her appearances in American Graffiti, A Star is Born, Happy Days, and The Streets of San Francisco. Susan Richardson now. Susan Richardson appeared in episodes of The Runaways, One Day at a Time, Chips, Fantasy Island, and The Love Boat through the 1980s. She was worried that her increased weight would prevent her from getting acting roles after she gained it after giving birth to a gorgeous baby girl. Unfortunately, she started taking cocaine as she started to gain weight, and her downhill spiral started. According to the Huffington Post, she lives in an old run-down trailer with crumbling flooring and no heat. In addition, she has diabetes and has had 3 mini-strokes. Dianne Kay, then. Dianne Kay gained notoriety for playing Nancy Bradford, one of the kids on the series 8 is Enough. You may be surprised to hear that Kimberly Beck was initially considered for the role of Nancy Bradford, but ABC did not think much of her performance, therefore Kay was granted the part. Kay is also well known for playing the title part of Betty Douglas, Ned Beatty's daughter, in the Steven Spielberg film 1941. Dianne Kay now. Since 1999, Kay has not performed in many plays. She portrayed the wife of a serial murderer in one of her last performances, which took place in 1999 on an episode of the Dick Van Dyke detective television series Diagnosis Murder. After a battle with cancer, she was given the wonderful news that she was in remission in 2011. She survived renal cancer and is now living in Los Angeles with her spouse. Willie Aames, then. California is the birthplace of actor, director, and producer Willie Aames. In the late 1960s, he started his acting career when he was quite young. His television credits include Gunsmoke, Adam 12, The Wonderful World of Disney, and The Courtship of Eddie's Father. The most well-known part of Aames's career is his outstanding portrayal of Thomas Bradford, the seventh son in 8 is Enough. In addition, Aames played lead guitar and vocals in a band he started in junior high school. Willie Aames and Paradise was the band's name when they finally got a record deal. Willie Aames now. Despite having a very early start to his profession, Aames is nonetheless quite successful. He starred in several Hallmark films, including Harvest Moon, Every Christmas Has a Story, and Dater's Handbook. In addition, he currently has awards as a director, producer, and writer. He hasn't always had an easy life, however. Aames has had 3 divorces and a protracted battle with alcoholism. He is doing rather well and is currently married to Winnie Hung. Connie Needham, then. Connie Needham went under her maiden name, Connie Newton. She portrayed the 6th eldest sister, Elizabeth Bradford, in the television series 8 is Enough. She changed her last name to Needham after marrying set designer David Needham at the start of the program's 4th season. Needham was only 18 when she landed her first acting role in the film 8 is Enough. In addition, she performed in the television series Fame, assuming the dual roles of Kathy Murphy and Kelly Hayden. Connie Needham now. Like many of the cast members of 8 is Enough, Connie has given up acting. She and David separated in 2005, and in July 2009, after 4 years, she received an ovarian cancer diagnosis. Thankfully, she seems to have recovered rather well. Connie is also a skilled dancer, and she now teaches dance in California. She also choreographs yearly recitals and teen contests and teaches junior jazz and lyrical workshops. Janice Paige, then. Hollywood actress Janice Paige was born in Tacoma, Washington. At 5 years old, she was beginning performing in neighborhood amateur concerts. She relocated to Los Angeles after graduating from high school, where she found work as a vocalist at the Hollywood Canteen, a club that provided servicemen with entertainment, food, and dancing. Paige appeared in 5 of the 8 is Enough episodes. Her character was Aunt Vivian. She acted in movies with Doris Day, Dennis Morgan, and Jack Carson. Her popularity led to the creation of her comedy, It's Always Jan. Janice Paige now. Paige's 1951 performance in Two Gals and a Guy led her to quit Hollywood. She soon had great success on Broadway after playing a part in the comedy mystery drama Remains to be Seen. She sadly had vocal problems in the early 2000s, which were caused by serious damage to her vocal cords. She was unable to even talk due to the harshness, but with her vocal instructor's help, she could heal and sing once again. Her most recent film performance was in The Journey to Royal, a World War II rescue mission documentary, which aired in 2021. Michele Greene, then. Perhaps most people's first exposure to Michele Greene comes from her role as lawyer Abigail Abby Perkins on the TV show L.A. Law, and for her act. She even received a 1989 Primetime Emmy Award nomination. But after 2 Dorothy episodes and only 1 Laverne and Shirley episode, her position as Jill in 8 is Enough was just her 3rd engagement as an actor. When she was in high school, she developed an interest in acting, but theatrical courses were what she needed to overcome her acute shyness. She eventually enrolled in the University of Southern California's theater school after that. Michele Greene now. Greene's triumph as L.A. Law's Abby Perkins followed. She put out 2 multilingual CDs to get into the music business. She has appeared in several well-known TV series, including Diagnosis Murder, Bones, CSI, CSI Miami, and Cold Case. In addition, Greene has had some success as a writer. She is the author of the young adult books Keep Sweet and Chasing the Jaguar, a Martica Galvez mystery. Diana Highland, then. In 1955, Diana Highland made her television debut in a Robert Montgomery Presents show. When she made her debut, she was 19 years old. She spent a considerable amount of time playing supporting and guest parts. Her roles in TV shows like Naked City, The 11th Hour, and The Fugitive may be familiar to you. She played Heavenly Finley in Sweet Bird of Youth during her Broadway run. In the film 8 is Enough, she portrayed Joan Bradford, Tom Bradford's wife. Unfortunately, she was only in 4 episodes because of her premature passing. Diana Highland now. Joan Bradford, played by Diana Highland, was a short-lived role before she became gravely sick. She received the heartbreaking diagnosis of breast cancer. In an attempt to stop the cancer from spreading, she decided to have her breasts removed. Sadly, it was too late, and her condition deteriorated. Diana Highland lost her fight with illness in March 1977, so her character was killed off the program.